Hey guys, how's it going? Jay Sensational here, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys have been around here for a little bit of time, you guys might know how much I love the Lurk deck. Lurk being the Rek'Sai Pike deck with all the Lurk cards in it, the kind of deck that scales, is super aggressive sometimes, and can just overwhelm your opponent with a lot of stats. And I just was looking through Runeterra.ar recently, and I saw in the past few days, Lurk has been posting some pretty good numbers. I think it had like a 55% win rate within America's Shard in the past 7 days. And so I thought that was super impressive because I think Lurk's always kind of under the radar. Not many people like to play it, but it still boasts some pretty like heavy stats in both play rate as well as win rate. Sometimes it does suffer a lot in its win rate, but recently it's been doing pretty well, which I thought was pretty surprising, and I just want to try for myself. So the list that I have here is a little bit different than the one that I usually champion, the one that's on all of the Lurk cards as a 3 of. It runs 3 Chronomancers and 3 Treasure Seekers, and maybe like 1 Bloodbait as its non-Lurk cards and just the 1 Bloodbait. And this is a version that I took from Mafraju. She is a Brazilian streamer. She loves to play Lurk as well, just like me. And the difference that this deck has, it completely cut Chrono Breaker in favor of 1 Bone Skewer as well as 2 Ruthless Predators. Ruthless Predator was always that card that I thought did pretty well within this deck, being able to just cheat out Rek'Sai a little bit earlier in case your opponent doesn't suspect that you run Ruthless Predator. You can just kind of get them with like an early Rek'Sai flip. Early Rek'Sai flip within this deck is very, very powerful because it costs 3 mana, and when Rek'Sai flips, it becomes like an 11/7 pretty much. And with Overwhelm, of course, and that just provides a lot of pressure. So how the deck works is you get to swarm early game with a lot of your small cheap units. You have like the Sharkling, the Treasure Seeker, and the Xerxai Hatchling. And what happens throughout the game is that as you get more Lurks, these Lurk units, anything with a Lurk key tag, starts to scale. So by the mid game now you're dropping a 1 mana 5/2 or 1 mana like 5/1 Fearsome. And even your big cards, the Xerxai, the Under Titan becomes a 5 mana 6/6, or the Dunebreaker becomes like a 7/6. This deck is able to present a lot of threats to control decks because they don't really have efficient ways of answering your units. Because when you have a couple of 5/2s or 5/1s that demand answers, they need to like Mystic Shot those, Thermal Beam those, Vile Feast those, or like cast a Withering Wail, for example. But then suddenly when you drop a lot of your big mid-range units that have 5-6 health, suddenly those sort of swarm board removals don't really answer these, and these require single target removals like a big Thermal Beam or a Vengeance, and your opponent is split their attention between the small units and the big units, both which require different variants of removal and a very limited pool of mana. This deck is so efficient at what it does and able to swarm board, push stats, push mid-range damage, get overwhelmed, that right now I don't think a lot of control decks can deal with it very easily. I think the 2 bad matchups for this deck right now are Kennen and Ahri, a little bit unfortunate, and Pantheon. Pantheon is able to outscale Lurk, but you don't see a lot of Pantheon lurking around. And into the decks like Darkness, Field Rush, you can often not just present very, very big threatening wide boards that demand removal. As long as you play around them correctly, you can often find yourself setting up very good board positions and forcing your opponent into awkward positions. I do have much more detailed Lurk videos that I made in the past, massive class as well, so I'll include those in the description if you're interested in checking those out. But I just want to give this deck a little bit of a whirl, for old time's sake, and just see how it goes, and I think it did me pretty well. So if you guys do enjoy playing some Lurk yourselves, I think it's doing pretty well right now, and I would definitely urge you guys to pick it up for yourselves as well. But thank you guys for tuning in. Please do leave a like and a subscribe to the video, and I'll catch you guys to the next one. Thanks so much, guys. Peace out. First matchup into Kennen. I believe this is a horrible matchup. Unless we just open like a bunch of 1-drops, I feel like this is gonna be pretty bad. Yeah, looks like our opponent realizes it too. We just want to find like 3 1-drops tacked on turn 2. I don't think any of these cards are worth keeping. We only hit 1 of them. It's a little bit annoying. We hit 2 of them. Slightly better. Third? Not quite. Alright, there's no Ahri. We missed. Oh man. It's not a good way to start for sure. I'm already like in a bad matchup. I really don't want to be missing. Because I can't even play Snapdraw Storm if he open attacks. So he does not open attack, which lets us play Snapdraw Storm at least. Rek'Sai, please. Unlucky. Okay.
Just act natural. I gotcha.
We need to figure out how we're getting rid of this. The answer is not very clear at the moment. And we don't really have a good turn next turn either.
Now who's got the upper hand?
Ugh. The open attack is terrible. I don't want to be open attacking. It's at least a good draw. We can play this and have like Bone Spear if we need to. Kennen. Kind of just shoving it in here. There's not much we can do. If we can at least force blocks, then we're maybe on the right path. Yeah.
Here's our chance.
Let me see your technique.
If he double marks something, I might just like Bone Spear. I don't want to be drawing this next turn though, is the issue. Yeah, this is really not good. We do really poorly too.
Underestimate. I dare you.
Sorry.
We do have Bone Spear, which could get him if he tries to like just YOLO homecoming us. It's not like a very good line that I would like to rely on, but it is an option at least.
Here's our chance.
Yeah, this is just gonna trade. He's gonna be happy trading with something next turn too. Yeah, this got out of hand really fast. There's not much you could do here. Curving out like this is terrible.
Don't let the fluffy tails.
Mm-hmm.
The hunter approaches.
Homecoming. Mm-hmm. You have the Nopify. He could even have Twin. Oh, he doesn't. Okay. It's not like we're in any better scenario, but
I have studied every fight.
he has to stun something open. And then we're forced to block this with something. Yeesh. We could probably like call a pack to find like a blocker. We're not like dead yet. Sort of.
This is Tempest.
Oh, he just opens. Interesting.
Try to keep up.
He can't absolver me. So like I can just go like this. And this. Oh, we just lose a twin, huh? He can't absolver. He could I mean he can still absolver to kill us. As long as he has deny, I don't think there's any way he like loses from here. Like even if we had like Pike spell, he could just have deny. It's kind of poor showing. It's like it's really insane against this somehow. Poco. Alright. Got cleaned up there, huh? Whoa, Mono Shurima with Auction. It's kind of cool synergy, the Auction with the Xerath. It actually does something. I mean, they just have like no removal, right? So you kind of just try to bully them with stats. By no removal, I mean like besides like Rite of the Arcane. Okay, this actually lets us like Snapdraw Storm this turn. So like we get basically 2 attacks with this, essentially. Oh. That's some good stuff. Because now even if we auctions, we just trade, right? That was pretty good. Haha. Well, now you have to block, buddy. Yeah, that's totally fine. It's a cool combo. So the next one he plays is a 3-2. Right now we're just looking for probably call a pack. We could even play this and then play this next turn. Pretty down. If we missed Lurk there, that would have been a little bit of an unfortunate scenario. But this is fine. It does make our next... It does make our call the pack a little bit worse because we can't like hit with the Rek'Sai. If he like blows this up, we still at least have an attack. Pike, perfect. So like, let's say he like blows this up, which he does not. We just jam in again. And now having Pike spell with everything is just so good. We can even potentially like, so what's our mana point at? 7. So you could play Predicts plus Rek'Sai or Pike, and then mainly looking for we'll be looking for Ruthless Predator. So we don't hit Ruthless. We have all the curve stuff we need. So we probably just take another 6-drop here. Just sort of beef up our board. If he has Ride of the Arcane, I would love for him to use it first. I'm not going to pass here though. Continue representing threats. Play probably like 6-drop. And then just curve out big, big, big. So on turn 6 we play this. On turn 7 we play the second one. And on turn 8 we play this. And we should just try to win the game. Yep. Should have the right. But like, we're still ahead on board. So we have our curve, right? 6, 7, 8. It's pretty good. We're potentially gonna miss Lurk sometime. Just because we haven't played... We pretty much not played a single non-Lurk card this game. So we have to be a little bit wary. We can miss 1 Lurk, that's fine. We just can't miss 2. So that's 1 Lurk we missed. It's still okay. It's just like when you miss a second Lurk that it's going to be a little bit of a troublesome scenario. Valley trade? No, he just trades, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Because like it becomes very hard for him to stop these guys. His Zereth may be leveled, but it's not going to really do much against these guys with 6 health. It's really good because we can actually give it the vulnerable. I don't know if that's necessary, but it is a good draw. Yep.
Gently, gently.
So now we just hope we don't miss Lurk. Oh, that's not true. Rek'Sai's only at 7. Ooh. We have an option to just go wide instead. Depending on what his hand is, you could potentially get with not playing Rek'Sai. But playing Rek'Sai here allows us to get a second Overwhelm unit on the board. You still forced to block Rek'Sai. But Rek'Sai doesn't even get... I think I'm just gonna go wide then. I'll save Rek'Sai for my next attack turn where it's almost guaranteed to flip. Because I do need a... He's like very, very close to stabilizing. I do need to apply a lot of pressure. Hopefully I get a kill Zereth and his other units this turn. I don't see how... Like he could play like another like the Desert Naturalist. But nothing trades well against these guys. And then everything trades against the Hatch thing as well. So like at best he like kills this, but that's totally fine. Negates one of his own card draw. Feeling pretty good here. If only I didn't miss the last Lurk, or if I found like a Ruthless Predator. But I think in this position we're still fine. And I think ultimately going wide here is better than just playing Rek'Sai and giving this Overwhelm. Even though that is probably presenting lethal. I'm not sure if this is the kind of deck that would run like Hexplosive Minefield. Oh, it can't. That's Banal City. Okay. Oh, the synergy. It's kind of neat.
Shurima will be so much more.
It's a trap.
I thought we missed Lurked again. Still alive, but he loses Zareth, and that's like really bad for him. Okay, seems okay. And then we still have Rek'Sai, which he just can't deal with his color. Something impactful here would be nice. Something impactful, huh? We just play next turn and we guarantee the Rek'Sai level though. That's fine as well. This takes the 3, that's fine. Also just dead on board. Or out of the arcane. It's pretty good. Ooh, this is the weakest. Oh, that's actually kind of scary. Oh, it has vulnerable. Totally forgot too. Wow, he's really close. He can actually do it, which is very scary. Okay. So like we've just forced him to answer this right now. And then we still have one more Overwhelm, which does connect for lethal. We can't play this because then otherwise Rek'Sai just dies. Still somehow very close game, but ultimately I think we're fine. Yeah, we drew into another like Snapjaw Swarm. So just good board control at this moment. Nice. Alright, so next matchup into Sentinel Control. This one is a little bit interesting. I think in the past, this is like a fine matchup for Lurk, because the removal is just not efficient enough. Now that there's 6-mana Vengeance as well as Kindred, that could potentially swing the equation around a bit. I don't think this is a go hard deck, unless it is. So like going wide early could be very helpful. This fearsome block or fearsome attacker can't really be blocked very easily. That's like a pretty decent draw. Okay. We'll just develop again because of Mystic Shot. There's no fearsome block you could play on turn 2, and so we should just jam in here. If he has like removal, oh, he just runs that card? Okay. I'm glad we have a fearsome attacker. So it's probably this into this. Okay. If I want to pass, I'm happy passing. I don't want to hook this. This is a good hit, though. Relatively speaking, I guess. Make sure it dies. Ruthless Predator. That's going to be pretty good. Interesting. So we could, like... Because we have the Blood Bait, I really want to take Rek'Sai here. Because if we have double Rek'Sai plus like a Ruthless Predator, we can just flip Rek'Sai on turn 6. And then he's forced to Vengeance it pre-combat.
Shall we do
and just get like destroyed by it or something else. Oh, but we could also ruthless the Kindred. Wait, why did I bloodbait first? Oh my god, I'm Pepega. It's been a while. I'm sorry, guys. Five, 7. So now I just keep ruthless. That was really silly. I am so sorry. I am so sorry to anyone who witnessed that. That's on me. Wow, that was silly. Oh, so what I was supposed to do was, I don't even want to say it. What I was supposed to do was attack first and then play Bloodbait so that I could Lurk Rek'Sai twice, but now we just look like a buffoon. I love it when we do that to ourselves. Please don't play minion here.
I'm doing
Bye.
this my way.
And this would have traded if I'd done the right thing. Because I need to say this for next turn. Wow, am I silly or what? I feel so dumb. I should be like steamrolling this game, but I'm actually losing because I'm just an idiot.
Their pulse fades away.
Love it when that happens. Like this should be at 8. I shouldn't even need to have to ruthless. Oh, please vengeance it right now. Let's go. Okay, sick. So this is +2 and give vulnerable. Okay, so now he plays that, we'll just snipe this Kindred real quick. So give this +2, give this vulnerable, and we can get rid of the Kindred. So like we're still potentially winning, but I made an embarrassing misplay that shouldn't really have happened. Even if he trades here, that's like whatever. He's still taking so much damage this turn. And then now we just outscale him completely. And like, you know, these big drops just can't really be dealt with easily. So like this is all fine and dandy. Could be a lot better though. Can't complain with this position. You can just complain about my stupidity, but it's fine. Curve, curve, curve. You can't even deal with this right now. Question is, do we play this now? I think if he passes, I don't want to play this now because that just gives him like things to do for free. Question is what I want to do. I like don't open attack next turn. Or just plays Kindred. Okay. It's fine. Still won't play it because then I can get really screwed. Okay. Like if I play this and he thermos it, he kills this for free and that's like a no-no. Call the pack. I don't think I want to. I can do this for now, just see what I hit. It's really good. Alright, so just going wide then. I'm a little bit afraid of Ruination, but he can't like realistically Ruinate here. Okay. And now we don't have a Fearsome. Well, we do have a Fearsome, but
They will.
what we can do is we can force him to trade down his Kindred. Either way, like, oh, he's just dead on board. Okay. Yeah, so this is what happens, right? The removal just becomes like so inefficient that we can develop wide very easily on board and just like overwhelm them. So like even though we horrendously misplayed, we're still fine. Yeah, you guys shouldn't have had to see that, but Darkness should be another good matchup for us for very similar reasons why the Sentinel control deck was. The only issue is in this matchup they do have the ability to scale their Darkness, and if they scale fast and quickly, then like their Darkness can actually become very efficient. But we're looking to race. Unfortunately, we have to keep the 1-drop. but this one drop dies pretty much everything that I can play. Sharkling here is a perfect pickup for the reasoning that this won't die to like a group shot or like a go hard on turn 1, and so we don't miss our attack on turn 1, which is huge. This Rek'Sai plus Snapjaw Swarm could be really good. If we draw like Call the Pack, this combo is like really insane. Okay. Nice. You have a blocker for the 3-2, which is good. If he plays a 3-2, can't Snapjaw Swarm, but another 2 1-drops is insane here. Yep, we just go wide here. Imagine if I drew like Call the Pack right there. That would have been so insane. Just hit it like a pike, please. No? Okay. So he probably blocks Pokies. Next turn if he plays Veigar, it's a little unfortunate. Oh wow, no Poke Stick, that's huge. Him taking this damage is insane. Because like, Whale is not the kind of card you want to use to like kill a 3-1. Oh, he goes so much wider. Doesn't he have Veigar? It's like a go hard. Just like go hard into Veigar. Oh, Withering Mist. Well, that's kind of annoying. But no Veigar is no Veigar. 6. Still really looking for a Call the Pack, ideally. We know he doesn't have a way to kill this, at least that fast. And then we can just continue developing. Ooh. We just play that next turn, we have a flip Rek'Sai on turn 7 though. Like playing it here is like pretty good because we can sneak in a lot of free damage, quote unquote. But I think this ult is still fine. Okay. Very heavy on these control tools. Like he's getting down on like our swarm, but like him removing our swarm doesn't like change the fact that he can't deal with our big units. Which is like what Lurk does really well. It has a lot of swarm units that just need removal. And the decks that can do that well can't remove these cards well, right? Wow, I haven't missed a single Lurk so far. It's kind of crazy. Vengeance it. Blocks, sure. Play something. It's kind of weird he hasn't played anything all game. Ideally, you have something you can curve with Rek'Sai, but if he like Runeates here, oh no, we should still play it, right? Even if he Runeates here, no, let's just take it patiently. We can do something cool here. We can just do this, and then this gets Spell Shield. And it's very annoying to remove on his per side. So like he has to like Vile Feast plus Vengeance in order to kill it. If he doesn't, he just takes 9 here, and that's sort of fine. I didn't want to play Rek'Sai there in a position where me playing into like a Ruination was like not that good for us. 6 mana hidden pathways. Oh, that's not what you want to see, my friend. Because now we're in a position that we can now develop, like, if we develop this turn and he Ruinates us, we can develop next turn. Yeah, that matchup is just nutters. It's got rolled. Field Rush, huh? Field Rush is probably a little bit harder. Having direct access to like Avalanche and things like that make removing early boards a lot easier. And they potentially run freezes for Rek'Sai. In this case, I just want to lurk as fast as I can, so I want to find like Snapjaw Swarms. Okay, so Striking Snapjaw is like a good combo. These Hammer Snouts are pretty useless. Probably like the one cards I don't want to see right now. Pike's okay. Playing Pike as like a turn 4 play is like not bad at all.
Nothing escapes my watch.
I think hitting our lurks is still more important.
Look out for Reavers.
What I'm gonna do is like play into Avalanche next turn. This is like an early board state that's like not that like still not that impressive, but if he Avalanches here, I can still have the opportunity to redevelop at least like a threat. And if he doesn't Avalanche, he just takes a bunch. So if he develops like a Tavern Keeper, we get to go in, right? Oh, what the heck? Alright, I mean, we're still going in, I think. Makes our board more susceptible to like cards like Whale. But if he has like what I assume to be like a Ravine, we're pretty much in the same spot. Mm. Our whole board's still like equally susceptible to Whale, so it doesn't really matter how we drag. Unless he doesn't block here. Like, I don't, like, this block is fine for us, right? We have a card that doesn't die to, like, Whale. If he wants to Ravine us just for one card, I think ultimately that's still fine. And we gotta play, like, Pike here. We play Pike? Our next turn is, like, really awkward. But his removal package is still equally awkward. If we play this and he avalanches, I don't really care. Because then we can still develop and we're in the same position instead of passing. Box, okay. So even if he plays Trundle, we still have a attacker. As long as we hit Lurk. If we miss Lurk and he has Trundle, that's just really bad. Inexplicably bad. We're getting somewhere, but we just don't have like many threats right now. This is good because this is a vengeance target, and then all that's left is to play around Ruination. Without like our champs, we're not doing as much as we could be doing, unfortunately. But I'm pretty happy with the outcome so far. We're gonna race him down to the point where, you know, someone's gonna win before Field Rush comes down, so that's like no biggie. And with this one more hammers down, if he ever wants to play like a thing like Tryndamere, it's just gonna get pulled to the side, and that's fine. Okay. I think if I were him, I'd rather this block and then help set up like a Ravine, Avalanche, etc. So I agree with this. Even saves himself 1 damage. But we just have like beefy chonkers here. Oh. Another 5-drop is probably one of the better cards we could see here. Wow, really? We're still very susceptible to like a Ruination though, so we need to be a little bit careful. I think next time we can at least develop the Hammer sound to pull us to the side. He's forced to Ruinate, then we just develop another Zursai, deal 6 to 7. And then, assuming we have the mana for it, right? Because we have 7 next turn, yeah. Yeah, so we're just going to develop into next turn. Or do we? So let's say we don't develop, he vengeances this, we push 5. Whereas he Ruinations, we do that, we push 7, but we have less resources. Because we're still going to develop next turn. It's not the question. If he doesn't have exactly Ruination, he just like loses, right? And these decks might only be on 1 Ruination right now. Like he needs Ruination here. Okay then. Rek'Sai, Rek'Sai, Rek'Sai? Oh, Rek'Sai there, I win. Like straight up win. If I'd call the pack Rek'Sai, ugh. Yeah. I like the development. You know, into Ruination, still play this. The counter statement was if he plays like Tryndamere next turn, getting a freeze out here is insanely good. And now we have Jawfish if he ever wants to play a unit. He's still forced in a position where he's like really forced to Ruinate, and if he doesn't have more than 1 Ruinate, he's just really screwed. I'm not gonna see like no. He can't Field Rush me next turn, and then I still have Jawfish for a unit he plays. No, I should still develop, right? Because like I can't curve out. Like this is my curve, right? I'm playing this into this. So like not playing this is like pointless. He's still forced to Ruinate if he has it, and the Snapjaw Storm was such a top deck. Because this just pretty much guarantees a lethal push. He's forced to Ruinate. If he plays a unit, we just have Jawfish as well. And, you know, if he had Ruinate, I think he'd just rip it last turn instead of playing very greedily. Yeah, we're doing very well. very good position, especially when I don't think he has Runate. Now, if he could like Field Rush this turn, that could be a little bit problem, but I think Jawfish still cleans up quite well against a Field Rush. Any unit he plays gets obliterated. Maybe just play a 6-drop. Seems okay. We can do this first, I guess. Might as well just get in there for a bit of damage. Because now the open attack, these are guaranteed to get Spell Shield, and it's just game over. Another box, perfect. Yep, and then we just develop 6-drop. So again, I think this is a very good showing of the power of Lurk. These like small sided units beg removal, and then these guys just can't be removed because of their stat lines, right? Although this game is a little bit crazier, I will admit, because this hand is kind of insane. Yeah, why not? Give me the spell shields. There's like no way to deal with this. Even if you had fast speed ruination, you'd have like whale plus fast speed ruination. It's kind of scary that like if you had like a Sen on board, fast speed whale into ruination. I actually dealt with that board. It's kind of funny. But if I was playing around ruination, I'd play differently.